Welcome back, Geek Nation. This is Geeky Pat with Geeky Pat Broadcasting and Red Dragons Radio. And you're listening to This Week with the Geek. And yes, I know it's been a very, very long time since I've recorded or put anything up. Appreciate all those who are still following me on Twitter and those who have been asking for a show. Just wanted to say I hope everybody during this time right now is feeling healthy and safe and doing well during this coronavirus COVID-19 garbage. I've been very lucky. I've been healthy and away from it and been able to work from home, so that helps. So yeah. Well, today's show, let's get into it. We're going to talk about a little bit about some things with the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Now, I wasn't always a Dungeons & Dragons fan, but then I think it was last year, a good friend of mine named Brian invited me to a D&D game, and I played it for a little bit, and it was very fun. And then a good friend of mine named Terry gave me a player's handbook for the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. He just gave it to me, which was really nice of him. And so I read it, and it was really, really good. And then I watched a YouTuber when I was looking up some stuff called Mr. Tarask. And he is very great and very awesome, and you should go watch him. He's very funny. He has a great sense of humor. He's great energy, very positive, and he just gets you excited about Dungeons & Dragons. And today I was watching an episode of that, and, he was unboxing something, which was really cool, which is some products that did come out just recently by loreSmyth. And loreSmyth had put out some great books like Remarkable Ends and not just Remarkable Ends, which is a great, by the way, book, but they put out some Claws of Madness, which is what's the word I'm looking for? I'm like going blank. So Remarkable Ends is like a supplement about ends and things, and maybe I'll go into some reviews. I have been thinking about doing some reviews of stuff, and a little bit inspired by Tarask. I will never be as good as him with them, but I'll at least go over them. It's a module, yeah. So Claws of Madness is a module, and Whispers from the Void is a module that they put out, which are really great modules, you know. And if you want to see some really good reviews on them, go to Mr. Tarask's page on YouTube, and I'll have a link somewhere for you, probably in the YouTube one at the bottom there, but definitely check that out. And Remarkable Ends is a great supplement about ends and their drinks and things like that. And, to be honest, right now, due to this coronavirus and the thing that's going on with everything there, it's affecting people. It's affecting things that we never thought would affect. Restaurants and things like that. And you should go support your local restaurants and stuff. Keep them active. But more importantly, it's affecting our game industries and things like that. I mean, right now, loreSmyth, which is a great company, they have great products. Just outstandingly great products. They're struggling. They need help now. They're not asking for a handout. There's no Patreon page or anything like that, GoFundMe page or anything like that to support them as a company. They're asking you just to buy the products they have. So I, bought their newest book, which is awesome as well. I got it as a PDF. And if you're in America, if you do order from them, please still order the books if you're going to order from them. There'll be a small delay. They're not in America, and due to this whole outbook, they'll be shipping. You just wait a while. It'll be about 4 weeks, but still, it won't be bad. But if you're like me, I just got the PDF. So it just got the PDF of Remarkable Shops and Their Wares, which is their newest book, and I've looked through it, and I don't want to give it all away, but man, there's so many good things in there, even on how to open up your own player's shop, if the players want to open a shop. So there's really some great stuff in there for 5th edition. 112 pages, fully illustrated, full colored maps. It's really great, and you can get it in hardcover or softcover as well. Just the fact that a company like Lore Masters, they're not big. They're not huge. They're not Wizards of the Coast or anything like that. And I don't personally know them or anything like that. It's not I'm not trying to like help a friend out. It's not like that at all. I mean, it would be great to learn more about them, and I would definitely be Chris's friend if he wanted, the founder of it, if he wanted to be too. He seems like a really nice guy. But just recently he switched over from doing this from his full-time job to making this his full-time job, where he's working and making great products for us to play. And you know me, I've always said this. There's not enough creators out there. There's not enough people out there who are giving things to people to do and have fun with. See, the things that Chris and his company, loreSmyth, puts out is things that'll help us have fun and engage with our family and our friends in Dungeons and Dragons. It's great reads anyway, but definitely it's a product that helps people. Like right now, I'll be honest with you. When I first got Dungeons & Dragons, I just had the 3 books, the main 3 core rule books, and now I got a ton of Midgard books now because I'm just addicted to the Midgard world. But this stuff that he's putting out can go into anywhere, and it's a great product. I wouldn't tell you to buy something I didn't think was a really cool product. I would hate to see this company, somebody who's put in all this time and effort and love into these products for their fans and for this genre and for this a hobby of ours, our wonderful hobby of role-playing games and Dungeons and Dragons, to die because of this virus. You have the opportunity to help them by buying something off their site. Just something, a PDF, anything. I'm not saying to go hungry, don't get whatever you need, or if you're struggling, but if you have some extra money and you want to buy some great supplements, you're going to get supplements for your games anyway, let's be honest. Take a moment and head over to their website, which is loreSmyth.com, or look them up under the RPGDriveThru.com and pick up their new book. Why not? Why not go over and pick up a new book right now? A PDF. Right? I mean, they have not just the adventures that are great. I mean, geez. I'm going to be running that other adventure here shortly here. But it comes down to not just that they have great adventures, but like I said, they have great supplement books and cards and things like that go a long way. I also suggest that you watch maybe some of the stuff. I mean, Mr. Tarrasque has reviewed everything they have almost, so you can look at that and see that, and he's going to review the new book, definitely. And if you're interested in getting that PDF, there's even some deals and stuff you can get. I honestly think that Remarkable Ends and shops are going to be bundled. They're bundled together right now, so you can get them that way. But I think they're a great bundle to get, and they're worth waiting for. So even if you buy the hardbacks and they're bundled together at a good price, and you have to wait 4 weeks or so to get them, because he's not in America. I think he's in Sweden or Norway or something. Once it comes over and you get them, you'll be happy. But if you also get them and maybe just get the PDFs, you can use them like I'm going to. But look, I'm not asking you to go and donate a ton of money or anything like that. I'm just asking you to go over there, look at the products that are there, and pick out one you like and just buy it, PDF or whatever. If we don't support these small companies now, they're not going to be there after this. Not only would you be helping him and his kids and Esco and Chris, the other Christopher that works on his staff, you'd be helping keeping this company afloat so they can continue to make more products. Maybe you're not interested in what they have. Go look over at their Kickstarter for their new book that's coming out. And again, they have discovery decks. They have other products. They have some really good things over there. If you care about this, if you really care about this hobby, if you really care about role-playing games, and you really care about people who are adding to this, because let's be honest, Wizards of the Coast books are adding things, but they're not doing a spectacular job, or they're not reaching me in areas. The books they're putting out aren't even books I want. But companies like loreSmyth They're putting out books I want, things that are going to help me and my games progress and my players do the things they want. Like one of my players recently just asked me, "How can I have my own shop?" And I said, "I don't know, I have to figure that out, but I'm not saying no." I don't like to say no much in role-playing games, but I did not say no, but I didn't have any rules. And now with with Remarkable shops and their Wares book PDF, I have the rules for that. I just got done reading the rules for that. It's amazing what these guys have put in there. These books are stuffed with information and ideas and rules and things that can help you in your 5th edition. These guys are putting out things that are useful, more than I could say that even Wizards of the Coast are. I think after buying the first 3 core books of Wizards of the Coast, the Monsters Manual, the Player's Manual, and even the Dungeon Master's Guide, I haven't bought another book from them. Everything else I bought has either been off from these guys or from Kobold Presses, which I'm a big fan, but that's a whole other thing we'll talk about in another day. And I would actually, now that I'm starting the podcast back up, I would love to maybe get Tarask on here and talk to him about what he does and how he started his channel, and talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and talk about other companies and maybe this company and how great he is and excited about these things. Ultimately, though, if you love role-playing, and if you're a geek like I am, you love role-playing, and you love Dungeons & Dragons 5th editions, you're not going to go wrong. You're not going to regret buying one of their products. I can promise you that. This company wasn't just founded on like by accident. These guys founded it in 2016. Well, he did. Chris van der Linden did. It's in the Netherlands is where he did it at. And it's just a small team. And they take a lot of time to look at the detail of their products, and they put out things that are worth buying, I can say. There's a lot of books out there. I would say Jetpack, I think it's Jetpack 9 or Jetpack 7. I think it's Jetpack 9. They put out some good books too. But the other place I get my resources is here, these guys. They're just remarkable. They're just like living the dream. All of us that want to put out books, who want to put out things, who what's the word I'm looking for? They homebrew their rules for their systems. These guys they get to do this. They get to put it out. They're living the dream. They're becoming creators. They're pushing out what is good products. They don't just push out bad products. So every product they have, I can say I literally looked at and love. The reviews on them are good. You are doing yourself a disservice if you're not buying one of their products. Again, I'm not sponsored. I don't know Chris personally. I just know that loreSmyth has a great product. I would hate to see this company disappear. We will regret it going into the rest of 2020 or 2021 with companies like this disappearing. Especially since there's so many companies putting out garbage, including Wizards of the Coast right now. I know there's some fanboys out there who's going to jump all over me, but companies like loreSmyth that are putting out things that we need but would never be marketable for Wizards of the Coast. It's not what they want. But we can have this for our games. Companies like this, built by a person with a dream who put their life and effort into it. If the people who listen to my show, the people who follow me on Twitter, if one person went and just bought one item from their PDF store, it would tremendously help them. If you ordered some books, that would help them. And you would get a great adventure module or some story prompt decks that you can pull things out to get ideas and helps, some modular map sets, some world building guides, right? Or like these remarkable ends or remarkable stores. These books will help you in your game regardless and give you endless inspiration and help you as a DM and your players experience a game that's more fleshed out, Think about an inn that's fleshed out for you, that your characters, your player characters will remember for going forward. They won't even know that you probably got it from Remarkable Inns, the information and the help, and got all that stuff. They'll just remember that there was a great story you told because of this great set of books. If you're going to take a chance on a book this year, if you're going to take a chance on a product from an indie company, you can't go wrong with loreSmyth. You can't. I'm not going to put out my normal long video, an hour or a half hour, 45 minutes. It's been so long, I can't remember. And I do appreciate anyone who's still listening to this point, because it's been a long time since I've done a video. Did a podcast. It's been a long time since I did a video, but that's going to change too. Take a moment, take a chance, get something from loreSmyth. Go to loreSmyth.com, purchase their PDF, purchase a book and wait for it. The product, when you get it, you're going to absolutely love it. I promise. Let's help this company. Let the Geek Nation be the reason why this company's still floating. Let's tell people about this company. Let's retweet their tweets. Let's purchase things. Let's push them and let them know that in this community of Dungeons and Dragons, in this community of role-playing, in this hobby of ours, that we can support somebody who took a love of this hobby and turned it into a business and took a chance on this business. Let's follow them, subscribe to their newsletter, retweet their stuff, get their stuff out, their videos on anybody who's looking at reviewing their products. Get it out there so people can see how great these products are. You get these products, you tell people how great they are. I would love to hear the products you got and how well and what you're using them for in your adventures. I'm going to be talking more and more about Dungeons and Dragons. I think my channel is going to start switching over to Dungeons and Dragons and switching over to more role-playing as things, because that's really what I'm interested in right now. We still talk about video games and movies and geek things, and I know we missed a whole lot of things from the Switch coming out to now we're at Mount & Blade Bannerlords, which, by the way, awesome game. Definitely play that. If you're not playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition right now, I would say pick it up. I would say play it, read it. It's fun. It actually takes a lot of what I didn't like about Dungeons and Dragons and threw it out. It made it more playable. It's easy. People would say, "Oh, I don't know much about it." There's a whole community out there now for Dungeons and Dragons that was just never there before, including podcasts and Critical Role. That was outstanding. Now, I didn't get into Dungeons and Dragons because of Critical Role. I know a lot of people did, or because of Stranger Things. I know a lot of people did. I got in it for the reasons I told you. Played in Brian's game. Had a friend buy me this, Mr. Trask. That's the actual flow on how I became a Dungeons and Dragons enthusiast and fan and fun. My kids love it. My group, when I play, they're my group right now. My family mostly I'm playing with. They're having a blast. They're all mostly adult kids, so and teenagers. So they're at an age now where they can play, which is very exciting. Let's end this on this for about Dungeons and Dragons, though. Get over to loreSmyth, buy them a product, show them the love they deserve. Let me answer a question now going forward on, Patrick, where did you go? Why did it take so long for you to come back? How come you haven't been on any of the podcasts with any of the Red Dragons crew or anything like that? Or why haven't you put out any more gaming videos or any videos at all on the YouTube channels? Partly, to be honest with you, this isn't easy for me to share with the whole world, but I was suffering with a little bit of depression. I have something called bipolar disorder, and I take medicines for it and things like that, but I just started to lose the love of doing this. And it gets discouraging when you're watching numbers and you're worried about your channel and you're worried about if anyone's ever listening or whatever. Then you get fans who say great things, and I really appreciate Jamie being one of them, and people saying, how great that they missed the channel, they missed the shows, and the guys are very supportive. DX, Don, Mega, Peeps, Friggins, love you guys. Very supportive. So, I'm going to work on it. I'm going to get the show back up. I'm going to get the show running. I don't know how the format's going to be. I don't know how the videos are going to be on the gaming channel. I know I kind of want to talk about Dungeons & Dragons modules. I want to go over Dungeons & Dragons stuff. Not that I'm going to, emulate anybody like the Dungeon Dudes or like Mr. Tarrasque. Mr. Tarrasque is awesome. I'll never be as good as him, but I'll still talk about games, maybe even Game Seeders. I'll talk about Midgard, how much I love Midgard and Kobold Presses. I love those guys. loreSmyth, will go over some of their products. I'm open for anybody who has written any products or any PDFs. They want to get them over to me. You can get them over to Geeky I don't have a place you can send the books, but if you have a PDF or something you want me to look at, maybe over in the DMs Guild or whatever, you want to send me a copy of that PDF, I will look at it, I will talk about it, I can even review it. You can do that over at send it over to geekybroadcasting@gmail.com, of course. You can get me over on Twitter if you want to talk about stuff or whatever. You can talk about that on at my Twitter page. Where else can you? Well, that's also at geeky_pat on Twitter. At geeky_pat. I'm a little rusty, so you have to confuse that. It's been almost a year since I've done this. So there's that. Games I'm playing right now, that's just crazy right now. I'm loving Bannerlord. Still doing American Truck Driver Simulator. Playing a lot of XCOM with Star Wars mods. Maybe I'll do some videos on that or something. Just got the new Command stuff. So a lot of strategy games there. I still play modded Skyrim, even though it's a forever old game. Watch a lot of YouTube lately. That's what I've been doing. Movies, I was still going to the movies every weekend with DX Don Mega. And if you're not listening to his show, you need to go over to Red Dragons Radio and listen to Am I on the Air and Am I Still on the Air and all those great shows over there. Still watching wrestling, even though it's kind of weird and awkward today. Actually, WrestleMania is out. Not really very excited to watch it this time, which is crazy, but just, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's the biggest show in the world when they split it up over 2 days and put it in the Performance Center. Now, props to those performers who are giving it all they have, and for WWE for still putting it on. But, I want to talk to that. I don't know, maybe talk to Don about doing a show or something. We love wrestling. We talk about it all the time. Maybe we should do a show about it. I don't know if he'd be into that. He might look at me like I'm crazy. He can't handle another show. I miss you guys. I miss the nation, and I would love to hear from you, and I'd love to get emails from you, and hit me over on the Twitter. I'm going to start working on Twitter a lot more. I just sound like that guy from Lucky Logan. I know all the Twitters. But hit me over on Twitter, and we'll talk about that there. I don't do Facebook anymore. Just don't. It's too negative a space, to be honest. But anyway, shoot me an email. Comment on the video below. This is going to go on YouTube. I'm going to start uploading all the back audios to YouTube under the This Week with the Geek. Not as the show, but it's going to be also on Geeky Pat Broadcasting there. Don't have the web page right now anymore. Still do the Podbeam. Still going to try to put this up on Red Dragons Radio. Don will still have it up there. It's been a long time. And definitely probably get this on iTunes. That's not a problem. I love you guys. Love your faces. Go over to loreSmyth. Support them. Go over to Red Dragons Radio. Support them. Go over to Mr. Tarrasque. Support him. And have a great week and live long and prosper.